in and try and get the best out of his side, and he's done that of late. They've had a couple of good results, and they'll be stubborn opposition this afternoon, but I think it's all about Port Vale at the moment. We really have got to impress on Scunthorpe, and I think it's a mark of respect that they've gone with 5 at the back, because they know that we brushed aside Colchester, we brushed aside Swindon, and we're not to be taken lightly at Vale Park these days.
On the Scunthorpe bench, Ian Lawler, and then the outfield players Jan Songo, George Miller, Devon Green, Jay Rowe, Tom Pugh and Ben Liddell. Vale losing the reverse fixture earlier this season, very controversially actually, by 2-1. Matty Lunt was sent off for Scunthorpe, David Worrell was sent off right at the end for Port Vale. Jake Taylor got the Vale goal, Van Veen and Tuller got the Scunthorpe goal. So we'll see what happens here this afternoon. The coin toss just taking place inside the centre circle. Vale's players now moving to the edge of it to get in their huddle. I've never got these things, you know. What can be said in a huddle that's not being said all week long? It always amuses me.
It's cold out there.
Keep your gloves on as the Vale players break away from that huddle.
We're playing in white, so let's find a white shirt.
We've got mascots gathered on this near side of the pitch. Boomer's just making his way off it as well. It's live League 2 football for you here on BBC Radio Stoke. Port Vale against Scunthorpe United. Vale legend Phil Sprosen and myself, Lee Blakeman, anything but a legend, your commentary team. The referee is Anthony Coggins from Oxfordshire. Last took charge of the Vale for the 2-0 home win over Cambridge all the way back in December 2017. Let's hope it's a similar scoreline today. Away we go. Port Vale versus Scunthorpe United. Vale knowing that they can move up 2 places to 6th with 3 points here today. We'll keep you up to date with all the goals as they go in up and down the country on Sport on Saturday, including in our other 2 live games, Luton versus Stoke on FM and Morecambe Crew on medium wave, as Scunthorpe come forwards here early on wearing all red. Ball rolled back to Perch in the midfield. Good ball out to the left, where they have men over. Scunthorpe just passing the ball around in midfield at the moment. Alex Gilead, ball to the left, challenged by Amu, and the throw-in goes the way of Port Vale. Big afternoon for David Amu, coming in favour of Rhys Brown. Yeah, David's experienced enough to do that. It's nice to see him out there. He has got pace and quality, as we know, especially against Exeter. The second half display was fantastic from him, and let's hope this afternoon he can repeat that. But I think it's you want the strongest players out there. Long ball forwards towards Isa. Gibbons has to be alert, can't take any chances, and that one long ball forwards results in Port Vale conceding the game's first corner.
Yeah, good work from Gibbons. I mean, don't take any chances. The ball's holding up a little bit. Ball over the top as all the press box, all the papers go everywhere from us and Scunthorpe's colleagues. But a corner to Scunthorpe, that wide left-hand side.
Yeah, very tricky conditions all around the ground as the corner swung in towards the near post, hits the side netting, and the referee decides that is a goal kick. We just keep getting strong gusts of wind at the moment blowing from right to left as we look at things. Our scripts have gone once. BBC Radio Humberside scripts have gone a second time, but Phil Sprosen, he's found a couple of bits of gaffer tape, taping his team sheet literally to the desk.
Experience. Experience.
That's why we pay you hundreds of thousands of pounds week in, week out for that experience. Goal kick taken by the man wearing all yellow, Rory Watson. Hits it long downfield before you complain he doesn't get hundreds of thousands of pounds. Legs clearance for Port Vale as the ball came straight back at them, and now Scunthorpe will look to tidy up at centre half. They move it to the left. They're passing the ball around very neatly and very tidily, as the Scunthorpe goalkeeper Watson, wearing a similar goalkeeping kit to what Will Jaskalainen wears at Crewe, scuffs his clearance, kicking into the wind, and it's spins straight out for a Port Vale throw. It's pink and purple hoops in the Scunthorpe goal, with purple shorts and purple socks as well. It looks like a pick and mix suite.
I was going to say licorice all sort, it looks to me. But this wind, it will be tricky. I mean, it is swirling. As you rightly say, there's huge gusts that come up, and that will make a difference to the players out there. But they've got 1 or 2 dangerous players. That the boy Al said that plays wide left, causes all sorts of problems up there, and he is quality, as is Van Veen, the Dutch striker.
Seems to be one storm after another, weekend after weekend at the moment, as David Worrell moves from the left to dead centre, carries it to the right to Amu, edge of the area. running at the left back. Takes it to the byline, swings it across towards Cullen, headed away well by Scunthorpe sideways and picked up on their left by John McAtee. And Moo applies the high press. Scunthorpe will clear. Joyce wins a good header, anchoring in midfield. Gibbons takes over. Now Conlon, and now back to Legg, and that's good Port Vale football.
Yeah, good pressure from Vale, getting David Amu working down our right wing. Just trying to search him out again is Nathan Smith. Good ball from Nathan.
Brilliant ball to the right. Caught a little bit of water. Amu gets on the end of it. Tries a shot. Oh, and how Cullen's missed it at the back post. I have no idea. It was a cross-come shot. Goalkeeper missed it. It looked like it just needed a touch from Cullen. It's got a nick on the way through because it's gone behind for a corner.
Well, got to work again from Amu. Great ball from Nathan Smith. Right over the top of their left back. The 16-bit yard, and certainly David cut inside and whipped it in, and how Cullen missed that I do not know.
Worrell, short. Burgess back to him. Worrell into the area. Nice training ground move this to the edge of the box. Conlon will take over. Back out to the left to Burgess. Worrell's dropped back a little bit because Burgess is marked tightly. Worrell inside left. Chipped ball in, looking for the late run of Legg. Goalkeeper comes and makes the claim, but that's two promising attacks from a Port Vale perspective.
Yeah, and obviously worrying for Scunthorpe point of view. David Amu looks as though he's got the appetite, and I think he's looking at the eyes of that left back thinking that I've got your number, pal, I can take you on and you're not tight enough to me. And I think that's one thing that will be coming from the Scunthorpe bench, is to get tighter to David Amu.
Watson's long ball downfield from the Scunthorpe goal. Worrell tidies up. Ball took a nick off a Scunthorpe player, and Vale have a throw in. Scott Brown, compared to his opposite number, wearing more traditional goalkeeping colours of all yellow today, although it's not the kit he normally wears, I must say. Montano hits it long down the left. Ball gets caught up in the wind, goes straight out for a throw, and I think both teams would be advised, really, unless you want to turn the game into a bit of a lottery, to keep the ball on the deck as much as possible.
Yeah, it's certainly a day to try and find space, or try and find it to your colleague's feet. Because anything in the air will swirl like anything.
Montano to Worrell, header back to where it came from by experienced centre-half Andy Butler. Falls for Cullen on halfway, tries to guide the ball towards Conlon. Good first touch, buys him half a yard, and then Burgess does really well with a couple of decent touches. Chips the ball out to the right to James Gibbons. Sport on Saturday from BBC Radio Stoke. No goals here. Amu down the right, runs into trouble. Needs to show some strength against Isa, loses out. Isa comes dead central, and Scunthorpe have it back. A little bit sloppy that time from Amu.
It was a bit casual from him. And, allowed Isa to pick his pocket there.
Sloppy from Scunthorpe. They lose it in midfield. Cullen takes over to the left side of the area. Worrell on his right foot cuts it back. Burgess with a first time shot over the crossbar. Good counter by Port Vale. On to Scunthorpe after they made that mistake in a flash. Burgess couldn't quite keep his shot down.
Oh, poor play from Scunthorpe. Give the ball away to I think Burgess, and Burgess allowed Worrell to attack down the right-hand side, their right-hand side, and square it across them. Scott really on his left foot. I thought he should have had a touch there on the edge of the box, set himself up and hit the target, because in this wind, and certainly with the pitch as well, we've had, as you said, heavy snow when we got here, and quite a bit of rain after that, so it'll shoot off the top.
Long ball forward. Isa shows pace. Good starting position by Scott Brown to come and make the claim right on his 18-yard line there. Otherwise, Isa might have had a better opportunity in the Championship. Latest scoreline: Sheffield Wednesday 0, Derby County 1. Tom Lawrence with the opener at Hillsborough. Also in the Championship, Brentford 1-0 up at Cardiff as Vale come down the right, far side as we look at things. Gibbons, Amu takes over. Vale kicking from right to left, attacking the away end. Conlon picks the ball up in midfield, challenged, ball spins out, and Vale have a throw in midway inside the Scunthorpe half. A little bit of a challenge going in there, but nothing too untoward.
Butler very tight there to Cullen, and the referee might have given us a free kick there, but the referee being a bit lenient.
Ball down the Scunthorpe right. Nathan Smith comes over. Offside flag eventually goes up against John McAtee, who moans at the assistant referee. It's one of those things that frustrate players and supporters alike, that when the player knows he's offside but has to move towards the ball for the flag to go up. It all seems utterly pointless.
He does, because the player, until the linesman puts his late flag up, his manager would play holy hell with him if he just stopped his tracks and didn't run, because the linesman might not stick his flag up. So the player has got to make that run, but he was clearly offside there.
Big game at the top of League Two, affecting both the Vale and Crewe. Bradford lead against Plymouth. Bradford City 1, Plymouth Argyle 0 at Valley Parade. Scunthorpe with a big hoof downfield. Legg wins the header on halfway, heads it to his left. Montano will keep it in. Hits it long, looking for the run of Cullen. He might pick Cullen out here, but it's just too hard. Offside flag has gone up. Anyway, early stages, what are you making of it? Wind having an effect?
Wind's having a massive effect on the quality of the game. You can see that both sets of players are a bit frustrated that they can't get it down. We know that we can manoeuvre the ball from left to right nicely between our three midfield players and get a move away or Worrell away. We can't seem to get the ball on the floor at the moment, and Scunthorpe as well with their quality. They're playing into the wind, kicking towards the bycars, and it is holding up for them.
Gibbons wins a header from that goal kick forwards by Scunthorpe. Ball comes back at Legg, comes off the back of his head. Oh, it could be a mistake. Brown hesitates in coming off his line. Isa will pick the ball up, edge of the area, rolls the ball back to Perch in the midfield. Vale under pressure here. Isa again, ball goes behind, comes off Legg. Scunthorpe have another corner.
Well, Isa, he's got real pace that will unsettle both Legg and Nathan Smith, and he's playing more of a central role with Van Veen, is that he's playing just off his shoulder, but joining him at times, and he's right up there now. He'll be one to watch this afternoon.
Corners whipped in with more height than the last one, headed away well by Leon Legg. Ball picked up by Burgess in the midfield, and now here come Vale on the counter. Sliding challenge goes in from Lewis Baroyd. Referee says play can continue. It was a fair tackle, nothing wrong with it. A little bit strong on Burgess, but referee happy to let that one go. Stoke 1-0 up at Luton. Sam Vokes back in the side has got the goal. Luton 0, Stoke City 1 over on 94.6 FM. While elsewhere in League 2, Grimsby 0, Northampton 1. Ball on the edge of the centre circle here with Scunthorpe. Stroked to the right. Jordan Gabriel slips as he tries to take the ball in his stride that time. Just shows what the pitch is like here today. Worrell on it in a flash, and he will dribble clear. Peeling in from the left, challenged by Gabriel. Good recovering tackle, and now Ice is going to hit one from 40 yards, and it goes about 40 yards wide.
Yeah, bit of a speculative shot there from Scunthorpe. Never going to trouble Scott Brown, but you can see from the conditions out there, not only is it windy, it is also very slippy underfoot, and I'm sure that the players would have had a really good look at that surface, and I would say it's a medium to long stud, which probably doesn't reflect with the modern boots, I know, but it certainly wants something long out there, because you can see from the players there is a bit of surface water on that.
They might not look as nice though, those boots, so we can't recommend that to everybody.
They're very pretty, aren't they? They're very pretty looking, but you can't stand up sometimes.
That looked like a foul on Joyce in midfield. Nothing doing, says referee Coggins. Ball forwards from Scunthorpe, runs all the way through to Scott Brown. Thankfully, in the Championship, Bristol City are 1-0 up at Millwall. Millwall 0, Bristol City 1. And just to confirm over on FM, Stoke 1 up at Luton. Massive game that at the bottom of the table. Our other commentary on 1503 medium wave still goalless between Morecambe and Crewe. Crewe will go top with a win because Swindon's game at Mansfield has been postponed because of a waterlogged pitch. Now Bale down the right with Gibbons, beats a couple, gets to the edge of the area, tried to beat one man too many that time. James Gibbons, 10 out of 10 for effort, about 7 out of 10 in terms of quality. Just needed to let it go.
I mean, he did really well to get forward there, and I thought he should have, as you said, he should have put the ball into the box. We've got bodies in there as well, and Burgess had committed himself, so get that ball in. Give out, don't dilly-dally.
Scunthorpe play it across their back three, back five, whatever you want to call it. Montano goes sliding in, got enough on the ball to allow Worrell to pick it up, and now Joyce will calm things down by going all the way back to goalkeeper Brown. Good experienced midfield play that from Joyce. Just spotted when his team were under the cosh a little bit. 0-0, but the fans sense that they need to be the 12th man at the moment. The way this game is going, who knows which way, to be honest, the opening goal is going to go, given the effect that the wind is having as well. Montano's ball forwards lacks quality, goes straight behind for a goal kick, but it's very, very open here.
Yeah, it's very open and very scrappy, and that's a combination of the pitch being heavy, but also you can't overemphasize to people who are sitting in the stands what it's like when you're out there on the pitch. That is swirling like a vortex out there, especially when the ball's in the air. The movement, sometimes it holds up, sometimes it doesn't, it goes through. It's probably the worst conditions you can play in. It's a strong wind.
Goal kick into the wind from Rory Watson headed out into touch, and the throw-in goes the way of Scunthorpe. Sport on Saturday from BBC Radio Stoke, 0-0 here. Elsewhere in League One, Rotherham going well towards the top of the table, 1 up at home to MK Dons. Rotherham 1, MK Dons 0. Here the scoreboard has gone, clearly can't stand the cold and the wind. It's gone completely off away to our left, but we can tell you it is definitely goalless between these two teams as Gabriel comes forwards to take another Scunthorpe throw, this time towards the edge of the Port Vale penalty area. Gabriel's shirt blowing fiercely as he tries to take the throw in. Ball back to him was poor. Vale clear it away, picked up on the halfway line by Andy Butler. Big game at the bottom of the Premier League, big goal as well. West Ham 1, Southampton 0. Jared Bowen has given West Ham the lead there at the London Stadium as McArdle picks the ball up on halfway, receives it back from McAtee. It was a poor pass from McAtee. McArdle tries to bail him out and does just about enough before Cullen can pounce on him, but Cullen's press, trying to box Scunthorpe in here. Gabriel turns away from Worrell, definitely fouled by Worrell, but that was a late challenge too off the ball on Tom Conlon.
Yeah, fouled by David Wall and Jordan Gabriel. Jordan's dropped his shoulder and just gone past him, and Worrell stuck a foot out. Definite free kick. So you can see the mistakes. The game is littered with mistakes from both sides. Both sides can't really get much on the ball. I thought Vale in the first 5 minutes got control of the game and started to get David Amu going down that right hand side, but that stopped at the moment, and we're now relying on bit part football.
Goal kick taken long downfield by Watson. Montano, ball goes under his foot. Another mistake by Montano. He's had a hairy, scary start to this game, but he recovers the situation absolutely brilliantly there. Montano didn't give up the chase. Cullen's been fouled. Referee waits to see if there's an advantage. There's not, because Gibbons' first touch was too heavy. Therefore, Vale eventually awarded a free kick on the edge of the centre circle. Simple things at the moment are just becoming a drama with the weather.
It is. I mean, Chris Montano there lost his footing right in the corner, but that is, again, we saw Jordan Gable do it for Scunthorpe, is that, you know, it's so soft out there that if your footwear is not absolutely spot on, you will lose your grip. But Chris was unorthodox. His recovery was fantastic.
Ball out from Brown wasn't, but Vale teammates bail him out ahead of him. Gibbons now down the right to Amu, who runs into Perch, but he does really well to get away from him. Amu to the edge of the area right side. Fizzy's in a low ball, needs to try and pick out a white shirt. He's going to fall for Burgess, deflected off Mark Cullen, who scores again at Vale Park. Great effort down the right from Amu. Burgess with the effort, Cullen got the touch, and it's another big goal as Vale look to go 7 unbeaten at the end of February. Port Vale 1, Scunthorpe 0.
Well, good work from David Amu again. Just as I was saying, it had gone quiet down that right hand side. We feed him out there. He runs at Scunthorpe's left back, feinted to cut on his right foot, pulled it on his left foot, crossed the ball to Burgess. Burgess with a shot, and Cullen from about 3 yards out. Nice little side foot finish from Cullen. They'll take the lead. Scrappy goal, or scrappy affair, but it doesn't matter at all. Vale have got the lead, and it's that man Cullen again.
10 out of 10 to David Amu. Bit of magic down the run.
Well, superb. I mean, the first 5 minutes he was doing what we know he can do. That's because he was being fed the ball, but it went awfully quiet for him for the last 10 minutes. Not really got hold of anything, but certainly when we got it out to him, he's certainly causing a problem, and it's a good selection from John Askey, getting Amu back in the side, certainly, because that's what he can deliver. He can upset defenders.
Big goal at Vale Park. The fans in full voice, they loved that one. Cullen did brilliantly to beat the offside trap too as he got the touch. Elsewhere, Reading 1, Barnsley 0 in the Championship. As Scunthorpe look to try and get back on level terms straight away. Good challenge going in by the Vale. Clearance completed by Conlon. Worrell with a flicked header. Nice one too. Vale's tails are up now. Worrell to the edge of the centre circle. Burgess, Vale come forwards in their numbers. Gibbons with space to move into. To the edge of the area here, Gibbons. Low cross, blocked, Vale throw.
Yeah, good work again. Nice little 1-2 interchange of passing on the halfway line between Worrell and Cullen. Set Burgess away. Lovely curling cross from crossfield ball from Burgess. Found Amu, found Gibbons. Vale in the ascendancy.
Gibbons receives the ball from the throw. down the right, edge of the area, left-footed ball in this time, diving header clear by Jordan Gabriel. Montano will get on the end of it, and Worrell slips as he just tried to change direction. Again, not helped by the conditions. Did look quite funny though.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's not amusing when you're out there, but you'd have to, you'd have to look at the footwear. You can see there's quite a few of the players, certainly the Vale players, wearing conventional boots. I can see. I mean, Worrell looks to be wearing conventional boots. Not me. I think Montano is as well. There's only one or two players wearing the bedroom slippers.
I maintain that there are not many funnier things in life than seeing somebody comically fall over. It has me in stitches every single time. Joyce on the halfway line. Vale one up here, playing well, good value for it. They weathered an early storm, if you will pardon the pun, given the weather conditions here. And now their tail's very much up. Leg, long and high to the left. Pinpoint as well to pick out David Worrell. Couple of yards from the byline. Back to Montano on his left foot. Through ball, Conlon, a little bit of space, edge of the area. Closed down quickly now though. He's got Worrell in support. Goes back to him. Worrell, cross, blocked. Ball goes up into the air, and Vale have their second corner of this Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, good work from Leon Legg down the halfway line. Nice diagonal right over the back of Jordan Gabriel. Finding the right back from Scunthorpe, finding David Worrell. Keeping the ball and playing, keeping pressure on Scunthorpe there, having to concede the corner.
Which Worrell's looking to take. I think he was looking for the short option initially, but no can do in terms of options. So it's going to be an in-swinging, longer delivery. Again, the wind, you can hear it over our microphones, blowing very fiercely. Worrell's delivery played in towards the near post. Nearly went all the way in, you know. Headed sideways by Scunthorpe, not once but twice. Worrell strokes it back to Burgess, who got the assist for the goal. Burgess's chip ball in towards the back post, could go anywhere. It might fall here for Joyce, sends the ball back in, blocked by the face of a Scunthorpe defender. Back with Gibbons. Sun shining, but we've got sleet at the same time now. It's all going on here at Vale Park on a crazy afternoon, but it's an excellent scoreline so far on the board that is now working away to our left and reads Port Vale 1, Scunthorpe 0. That's a foul on Gibbons, but the referee says play can continue because Joyce has it, played the advantage. Not quite sure where it was, to be honest with you. Ball eventually goes out for a throw-in Port Vale's favour, midway inside the Scunthorpe half. Yeah,
it's very strange conditions this. I mean, it's sun shining, but it's cold. The wind is swirling. And it looks, I don't know, it's a mixture of rain and sleet, but it doesn't matter. The most important thing is that Vale have got the lead 1-0, and we're pushing Scunthorpe back, and they've really got the worst of the conditions.
Burgess digs out a brilliant cross from the right. Gabriel makes a mess of the diving headed clearance. It falls for Conlon. Now Worrell back in, wouldn't quite reach Montano. Cleared by Scunthorpe, picked up by Joyce. Excellent first touch. Left-footed ball to the left, looking for the run of Worrell. Can Scunthorpe see it behind? No, such is the persistence of the Port Vale wide man. And now Conlon goes in with a challenge. Does he win his side of corner? No, goal kick, says the referee. But the work rate and endeavour of this Port Vale team is fantastic.
Well, they're pushing Scunthorpe back, and as I say, I think Scunthorpe have got the worst of the conditions, certainly for the wind anyway, because it's very much in their faces. But credit to the Vale, they're pinning them back, and the outlet must be David Amu down our right-hand side, because I think he's certainly got the best of their left back, and he knows it. And if I was out there, or John Askey, I'd be saying that let's feed him the ball until he's sick of it.
Brentford 2-0 up now at Cardiff. Brian Mbumo, the under-21s player with the most goals in that division this season, has another one as Gibbons strokes the ball back to goalkeeper Brown, under a little bit of pressure here from John McAtee, but Scott Brown can deal with pressure all day. Long ball out to the right, and Moo heads the ball in field. Burgess strokes it back. His touches have been excellent. That wasn't his best. Loose ball falls for Van Veen. Good challenge by Leon Legg, picked up by Joyce, and now he'll look to send Conlon on his way. Quality and confidence flowing through this team as Montano brings the ball past his manager John Askey on this near side. Standing Askey in all black with his hands in his pockets. Ball comes back at the Vale back four, headed forwards by Smith back at centre half. Worrell's ball forwards can't quite reach Cullen, cut out well by Rory McArdle, and he goes back to goalkeeper Rory Watson. We are on 21 minutes and Vale lead by one Mark Cullen goal to nil. Was it going in straight from Burgess? We'll never know. Burgess will settle for the assist. Cullen will take the goal to take his tally to 8 for the season, 2 behind top scorer Tom Pope. All of Cullen's goals coming at home as well, which is a great statistic.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's great for the Vale fans and it's great for Cullen. Certainly become a bit of a favourite that, he's had his critics as Mark Cullen. Never really been fit this year and had a good run in the side, but he has got the knack. Askey has always said he's got the knack of knowing where the goal is. Provided I can get him fit, he will get me goals. So that's what he kept saying to himself, is that Cullen will get me goals. I just need him to be fit, not picking up little calf injury, groin injury, hamstring injury. They've really had to work hard within the medical team to find out, to make sure they're getting the right sort of training with him, and obviously watch him how he actually conducts himself in training.
But credit to the Vale management and medical team for getting him fit.
They're getting the best out of it, and I think it's a thing that Mark Cullen himself has recognised, and what makes him better. His ability is not in question. It's his fitness that's been the problem.
QPR 0, Birmingham 1. Another goal for the former Stoke striker Scott Hogan. His latest coming there at Loftus Road. Stoke, by the way, 1 up at Luton. It's over on 94.6 FM and Freeview Channel 726. 15:03 medium wave. It's still Morecambe 0, Crewe 0. Vale 1 up here, but Scunthorpe on the attack. Isa from the edge of the area. Shot well blocked by Montano. Ball spills all the way through to goalkeeper Brown.
Just on Hogan, I mean, it's one of my former clubs, Birmingham City, and I was there the other week, and I asked about Hogan, and he said that he's been one of the best players for Birmingham and can't stop scoring goals. He looks to score goals. He's got a goal in him every time, and yet he couldn't hit the barn door at Stoke. It just shows you what a strange game this is at times.
An on-loan Villa striker banging them in for Birmingham. Not too many times we will have said that over the years. Gabriel loses it. Worrell, edge of the area. Worrell will hit it. Goalkeeper sharply down to his right to make the save.
Yeah, difficult one for Jordan Gabriel there. Swirling, holding up in the wind. Little cushion header. Worrell seized on the mistake from the youngster. Good shot from Dave Worrell, edge of the box, but the keeper, Watson, was right behind it.
Oldham 1, Newport 0, latest score. Vale go to Oldham in the middle of next month, when hopefully it'll be a little bit warmer, because it's always cold at Oldham, even in the middle of the summer. Derby 2 up at Sheffield Wednesday in the Championship. Huddersfield 1, Charlton 0 as well. And Blackburn Rovers lead Swansea at home by 1-0. League 1, MK Dons level at Rotherham at 1 apiece thanks to Rhys Healey. Rotherham 1, MK Dons 1. Here Vale lead 1-0 thanks to a 16th minute goal from Mark Cullen, who's just taken a tumble as he goes up for the ball, and he stayed down here, Cullen, which
looks awkward, because he's down and hasn't moved,
and he's still on the ground, writhing in pain. Is the Port Vale goal scorer for the afternoon, and their second highest goal scorer of the season. Doctor and physio called for.
He hasn't moved, and he's slapping the ground, so he's in some discomfort and pain. I think it was the way he fell there. He's fallen awkward on something, whether it's he's done an ankle or a knee.
Well, Reece Brown and Adam Crooks have been warming up for the last 5 minutes, but now I think Richie Bennett and Tom Poth have just been told to go and get warmed up just in case. Bennett out there at the moment under his hat, but Cullen still on the ground and looks to be in some discomfort. 25 on the clock here. Port Vale leading Scunthorpe by 1-0. Elsewhere, Carlisle have just gone 1 up at Cambridge. Your thoughts on what you've seen so far? Because Vale, certainly since the goal on 16, have looked absolutely fantastic.
They've looked better, yeah. They look as though they are. I mean, we've got the win with us, which is a massive help, but we've certainly that goal has seemed to give us a bit of impetus to push Scunthorpe further and further back, and they now are defending McArdle and Butler, the two experienced centre-backs, were virtually defending on the edge of their area, which is what you want. You want to push them back towards their keeper, which creates space in midfield, and our midfield three have certainly got a grip on the game. Luke Joyce, as usual, is the holder, but Burdiss and Conlon are trying to feed David Amu and cause problems for their left-back, which he can't handle Amu at the moment.
Well, Cullen back on his feet, moving a little bit gingerly, but the medical team clearly hoping it's one he can just run off. Nathan Smith with some defending to do, covering for Montano at left back, and does well to clear that ball on the turn. Worrell flicks the header on, Conlon underneath it. Tells Mark Cullen, leave it to me. Has to take it back. Joyce, who's had a good game so far, picks out Montano as Northampton go 2 up at Grimsby. It's bad news from a Vale perspective, but Vale doing their bit here. What a ball that is, from the centre to the right by, what's that, Luke Joyce? That was superb.
Yeah, that was excellent play from Vale worked themselves well and right in front of us, just over the halfway line. Lovely little passage of play between Montano and Joyce.
It comes to nothing, and Scunthorpe will come away down their left. One back by Joyce again. Sends a Moo on his way, who played a key role in the build-up to the goal. Gibbons, wide right, sends in a dangerous-looking cross. Hits the side netting, goes behind. Goalkeeper will say he had it covered, but it was fizzed in with some power.
It was, and it was flashy because it hit the roof of the net. But I think James didn't get his foot round that, and he'll probably be the first to admit it. He wasn't attempting to shoot there. He was trying to whip it in and cause problems for those two centre-backs.
Oldham 2, Newport 0, and as I say, Northampton 2 up at Grimsby. Bradford also winning as well, so it shows the importance of the Vale getting a win today, with the teams around them doing their bit. Scunthorpe trying to play out from the back. Andy Butler and goalkeeper Watson very nearly played themselves into all sorts of trouble. Joyce picks the ball up just inside the Scunthorpe half, goes back to Legg, who will drill it long and high down the right wing. It's going to stay in play, but it's going to be headed back to where it came from by Scunthorpe. Joyce goes up, good touch again. He's having a great game. He really is. Luke Joyce picks out Nathan Smith, who dribbles forwards from centre half. Brings in Montano. 27-28 now on the clock. Vale leading 1-0. Mark Cullen, who just lost possession there, is the man who got the goal on 16 minutes. Isa, ball forwards from him. He's been their most lively player for Scunthorpe so far. Loses it this time. Joyce and Burgess do well between them. Now Joyce again. Ball back to Leon Legg. Vale trying to find space to work in here, and doing so at the moment. Legg forwards to Cullen. He picks out a first-time ball backwards to James Gibbons, because he was the player wearing black and white with the most space. Gibbons gives it back to Cullen. Now Conlon down the right. Ball over the top. Can a Moo get there? Scunthorpe trying to play out here with McCardle. A Moo goes sliding in, and eventually it goes out for a Scunthorpe throw, but great persistence by a Moo.
Yeah, good pressing by David Amu. Good ball over the top by Gibbons to release David Amu. Centre back had to come across and help his left back out there. And Butler experienced the big number 6 for Scunthorpe, got his foot across him, and certainly David Amu wouldn't rest and forced to throw in for Scunthorpe.
In the Premier League, Southampton are level at West Ham. Michael Overfami's got it at the London Stadium. West Ham 1, Southampton 1. I don't know what Derby have had in their pre-match meal today, but I'd like some of it. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Derby 3 now. Jason Knight with the Rams 3rd, and in League 2, Mac a goal down at home to Salford. Bit of a Derby game there. Macclesfield 0, Salford City 1. Vale 1 up here against Scunthorpe as we approach the half-hour mark. Nathan Smith loses it, casual, as he tries to play the ball out from centre half.
That's sloppy play from him. He's better than that.
And here come Scunthorpe looking to make him pay. Down the right, Isa, edge of the area, running at Montano, gets past Montano, Isa in behind, cross goes in, opportunity here. All it needed was a touch. Thankfully, from a Vale perspective, nobody got one, but Scunthorpe will pick the ball up with Baroyd over on the left. Played in field.
I got away with that one, Lee. Isa there, he's the one man in their side. He's got genuine pace up front, and certainly did Christian Montano on the edge of the box, got to the 6-yard box, pulled it across, and you're looking at Von Veen coming in. He couldn't connect. Certainly a let-off for Vale there, but sloppy play from Nathan on the edge of the just over the halfway line. Too casual, got his pocket picked, and he just shows you, we're 1-0 up. We look quite comfortable at the moment, but so easily could have been 1-1.
It just goes to show why performances like the Colchester one a fortnight ago are so important, because you need that 2-3 goal cushion.
Well, one more goal and we would settle ourselves down, but this division has a knack of coming and hurt you, because there's always somebody somewhere who's got a bit of quality.
Scunthorpe starting to get back into it here, and they come down the centre trying to work the ball to Isa. Will he get there? No, that's great defending by Leon Legg. On it in a flash just to beat Isa to it, ball out for a throw.
And had to be as well. I mean, that was a tremendous break by was it McCardle or McAtee that made that run straight the way through Vale's heart of the defence, and if it had got Isa away, then we would have been in problems, but thankfully Big Leon came across to the rescue.
Chelsea 1 up at Bournemouth. Marcus Alonso with the goal. Ball forwards from that Scunthorpe throw comes to absolutely nothing, and it goes behind for a Port Vale goal kick. Just past the half-hour mark here on Sport on Saturday from BBC Radio Stoke. Here on DAB, the Vale a goal to the good at home to Scunthorpe on 1503 medium wave. Still no goals between Morecambe and Crewe on 94.6 FM. Stoke City also a goal to the good away at Luton. Vale, of course, unbeaten in their last 6 games and have only lost once here in the league all season. Their last game, one of the best performances of the season, 3-0 home win over Colchester. Looking to build on that and looking to keep the momentum going. Long ball forwards from the back by the Vale, goes straight through to the opposition goalkeeper this time.
Yeah, we're not going to, crikey, Scunthorpe give the ball away terribly there at the back.
Playing out from the back, and Vale are going to look to punish them for it straight away. Worrell closed down quickly, down the left edge of the area, sends in a good cross on the turn. Scunthorpe head it away, picked up, tracking back by Alex Gilead. Does well there, Gilead. Gets away from Worrell, who lost his footing slightly, and now Isa will pick the ball up and peel away from Joyce. Carries it from the right wing down the centre, where he has acres of space to move into. Vale fans sound concerned. Good block by Legg, and now the loose ball's going to be picked up by Amu, and he leaves his marker for dead. Amu away, down the right, to the edge of the area. He's got 2 in the middle. If he can pick one of them out, ball deflects off a Scunthorpe player, and the goalkeeper's able to smother the ball.
Well, 2 passages of play there. Tremendous work from Isa, who got away from Luke Joyce on the halfway line as if Luke was towing a caravan there, but tremendous break from the Vale as well, and that Cullen nearly got on the end of that cross from Amu again. It certainly is. It's an open game this now. I think if the weather has settled itself down, I think we might be in for some goals. 12
to go until half time. Long ball over the top, offside flag goes up against Scunthorpe's John McAtee there, but he's the other one, like Isa, who looks like he's got a bit of genuine quality about him.
Yeah, McAtee plays, they're playing 2 in midfield and trying to play a 3 up front, although sometimes the third man is dropping in to make a 3 in there. But McAtee, the 45, is the other one who's got a good acceleration of pace. And they're obviously targeting the 2 central defenders, as Isa is, to try and get at the heart of our defence and try and draw out Legg and Smith and expose them for pace.
Surprise scoreline in League 2. Crawley are 1-0 up at Exeter. Scunthorpe have it in their own half, pressed by the Vale, go all the way back to their keeper, whose clearance is poor, and Vale are forcing them into these mistakes.
Yeah, good work from Burgess and Amu, putting pressure on that left back again, forcing him back to his keeper, and his keeper very uncomfortable on that left foot, slices the ball out for a throw-in far on that right side. That's good work from Port Vale.
10 to go until half time. Vale throw to Burgess, back out to the right to James Gibbons. Cardiff have a goal back at home to Brentford as the ball goes behind for a Scunthorpe goal kick here. Cardiff 1, Brentford 2 in the Championship. We've got 1 midweek commentary for you on BBC Radio Stoke. It comes from League 2, but it doesn't involve Port Vale. It's Crewe. What a big game this is at the top of the League 2 table. Crewe away at Exeter. Long trip, but a big match. Full live match commentary to come this coming Tuesday. Praise and Grumble on Monday night, as well as after the final whistle this afternoon as well. 0800 121 8080 is the number you need to be part of it. If you want to call us, store that number in your phone, and then it's there whenever you need it. Cullen, heavy touch on halfway, ball just got away from him, but thankfully looks to be moving okay since picking up that knock earlier. Scunthorpe long down the left, ball hits the corner flag and just about goes out for a Port Vale throw. Yeah,
perched there in midfield, the 14 left-footed over the top of Gibbons, trying to get I think it was the 16 away, Boyard, but Gibber was quite pleased that it hit the post. I don't see that very often, hitting the post and back in play.
That was precision, if only the player meant it. Now, Isa, dead centre, edge of the area. Oh, gets past Smith. Opportunity here. Legg with a great block, because Smith was left for dead that time. His centre-half partner, Leon Legg, bails him out with a great block. And then Worrell will dribble clear, puts the ball out for a throw-in on the halfway line.
Well, there's the danger again. Isa picks the ball up the 30 on the edge of the box. Actually, Jordan Gabriel had made a great run down Christian Montano's blind side. And if Isa looked up and slid him in, Gabriel would have been in within 6 yards, but thankfully the striker for Scunthorpe didn't see the ball.
Salford City are 2-0 up at Macclesfield. Foul by Smith on the halfway line according to the referee. Didn't look like there was much in that one particularly.
I don't think there was anything there, and that was a good tackle from Nathan, sideways on. He wasn't from behind, took a big chunk of the ball, and Von Veen went down quite easily.
Two of the teams around Port Vale playing each other this afternoon, and Cheltenham have just taken the lead. Colchester 0, Cheltenham 1. The Vale at Cheltenham next Saturday afternoon. That's the Vale's next game. It will be live, as they all are, right here on BBC Radio Stoke, following Port Vale, Crewe and Stoke every single step along every single journey, whether it be league or cup. Joyce finds Burgess. Back to Gibbons, long down the right. It's a great ball by Gibbons. Can Amu get on the end of it? Oh, he's in a bit of a battle there. Amu at the moment with Jacob Badeau, the centre half. Gets there, plays it in field. Burgess takes over, keeps it moving. Conlon, early ball out to the left and finds Montano, who's come forwards. Vale looking to make it 2. Montano to the edge of the area, clips it back. Burgess to the left of centre, through ball. Cullen with a layoff. Can somebody get a shot away? Conlon on his unfavoured foot, tees it up. Amu across goal. Montano tried the flick. Still searching for his first of the season. Couldn't quite get that one right.
Good work again from Montano, joining in with his front man, so far advanced there. And Vale pressing again down this left-hand side.
With Worrell to the edge of the area, Conlon inside of him, but Worrell tries the cross, it's blocked. Burgess can't pick up the loose ball, stumbles, but so too does McAtee in the midfield. He manages to guide it to a teammate, and now here comes Scunthorpe down the centre. It's very, very open at the moment as Gilead works the ball to the left. Vale get back in their numbers, 5 back, now 7. Scunthorpe come in field, 30 yards from the Vale goal, inside left. Vale one up, ball teed up for Von Veen here, hits one from distance, straight down the throat of goalkeeper Scott Brown.
Well, it is an open-ended game. Vale committing men forward as far much as Christian Montano has ended up in their 6-yard box. But as soon as Scunthorpe get possession, they're attacking us, and Von Veen has a shot from the edge of our box. So it is an open-ended game at the moment.
West Ham back in front in the Premier League. Haller has got it. West Ham 2, Southampton 1. Vale leading by just a goal here. Poor ball out from the back by Scunthorpe. Worrell's on it. Now Cullen leaves it for Conlon, edge of the area, left side. Worrell in behind, sends it a high ball towards the back post, just too high that time for Mark Cullen, and it will be brought clear by Scunthorpe United. But Vale not allowing or affording the visitors any time on the ball at all. As soon as they make a mistake, Vale are on it. It's exactly what you need. The game being played at a great tempo, great work rate from the Port Vale players as well, as a Scunthorpe ball down the right goes straight out into touch for a Port Vale throw in their left back area, and we have got around about 5 minutes to go until the break.
Yeah, and probably even better news for Vale and worse news for Scunthorpe, as their probably most dangerous man Ice has just looked to me as though he's feeling a hamstring. He's gone down with it and he's holding it. They called the physio on. That'll be a bonus for Port Vale, because he has been a threat for Vale's back four.
And this the cue for many Port Vale supporters here in this main stand. They're going not just in their singles but in their 10s here, all going towards the concourse area to get some early half-time refreshments and to try and warm up a bit. We'll find out what's been happening at Stoke and at Crewe at half-time in this game here. At Crewe, not much, to be honest, because Crewe are still 0-0 at Morecambe and Stoke are 1-up at Luton.
Yeah. I was going to say, Lee, has somebody put a sign up to say free coffee and pies?
I was going to say, everybody's still pouring past us.
Everybody's pouring out at the moment.
It's like it's like a fire drill. Everybody's just going inside, and indeed Abo Ice's race is run. He is off the pitch and he's going to be replaced here just before half time by the man wearing shirt number 33, Devon Green. You never want to see a player get injured, but selfishly, as you've just said, that is a huge boost for Port Vale, because he's been by far and away Scunthorpe's best player. Yeah,
he's been the most attractive player for Scunthorpe and the most dangerous player for Scunthorpe going forward, and I'm certain that, you know, quite rightly, you don't want to see a player going off with injury, but from a purely selfish Port Vale point of view, I'm glad he's departed the pitch, because he was a threat.
Now Amu does well again down the right. He's in behind. Amu to the edge of the area. Fitz, he's in a low ball, and Cullen gets the touch, but the offside flag goes up. It was virtually a carbon copy of much of what came around the first goal. Good work down the right by Amu. This time Burgess wasn't involved. Cullen with a touch inside the 6 yards area, but this time he didn't beat the offside trap.
No, it's unfortunate, and David Amu again turned his left back inside out, left him for dead. Took it 3 yards on the right wing, zipped in across, And Cullen, you want Cullen to be in those areas actually. You can't discourage him. That's a natural poacher's goal scorer sort of position he took up. That slid the ball in, but he was offside.
Cullen wins a good header up top. Can a teammate get on the end of it? Yes is the answer. Conlon, Worrell tries to return the ball and play a 1-2, but stopped by Jordan Gabriel for Scunthorpe that time. Final couple of minutes of the first half here on BBC Radio Stoke. Port Vale 1, Scunthorpe 0. We'll have reaction to the early game in the Premier League at half time. Big win for Palace at Brighton. Brighton still in big trouble at the bottom of the table. Southend level at Oxford in League One. One apiece there at the Kassam Stadium. Vale here trying to play out from the back. The fans don't like it, and I'm not sure we do either. Eventually they do reasonably well, but Leon Legg does the sensible thing and hoofs it towards halfway away from danger.
Well, it's not advisable to do it on a day such as today when the surface is very wet and it's very heavy, and secondly the wind is playing such an effect.
Good challenge by Joyce to win the ball back in midfield. And now what? The referee's given Vale a free kick as Worrell had acres of space to move into. Vale take the free kick. Worrell still has some space, but nowhere near as much. Poor call that from referee Coggins. That's a poor ball though by Mark Cullen. Out to the right to a move. But all the momentum was lost when the referee blowed his whistle there needlessly.
Yeah, the referee was being a bit officious there. Certainly, had he not blown, we would have been in a great attacking position, but I think he regretted his decision there, the referee, just explaining himself to Leon Legg and virtually put his hand up, so fair play to the referee. I think he's just done it to James Gibbons, so I think he's recognised his mistake. He's only human.
Yeah, everybody makes mistakes, present company excluded, of course.
We make mistakes, hopefully not too many of them.
No, you speak for yourself. You speak for yourself. I can't brag about how great it is being perfect. Really, it's just a God-given quality, I suppose. Swansea level at Blackburn. That said, tongue-in-cheek, obviously. Swansea level at Blackburn in the Championship. Rhian Brewster's got it. Blackburn 1, Swansea 1. All eyes turning to the fourth official here to see how long is going to be added on. Lots of supporters continue to head towards the concourse areas. Some decide to head there and then just stop right in our eye line. 3 additional minutes at the end of the first half here as Scunthorpe play a long ball downfield. Brown comes out of his area left side and does the wise thing, just guides the ball behind for a goal kick to Port Vale. An opportunity to waste a few more seconds because Vale absolutely now want to keep it at 1-0 going into half time.
Exactly, that's obviously game management. You know, we're in front now. The board's gone up. We just want to just see this out and get in at half time 1-0 up. Just as that gentleman and lady in front of us are munching on those pies.
They look appetising, don't they?
They look appetising, but they're completely blocking the view down this right hand side.
Goal kick taken by Scott Brown, headed on by Nathan Smith as the ball came back at them. Conlon's header forwards from halfway, again doesn't stick up top. Smith wins another header at centre half, finds teammate and long-time friend James Gibbons, and then Joyce goes back to goalkeeper Brown. Cardiff from 2 down at home to Brentford, making it 2-2 right on half-time in the Championship. Cardiff 2, Brentford 2, and a big game towards the top of League One. Bad news for Wycombe, who are looking to go into the automatic promotion places today. Doncaster 1, Wycombe 0. We'll have a roundup of all the half-time scores in the next couple of minutes. 90 seconds of stoppage time remain here at Vale Park. Throw in to Scunthorpe down their left. Ball played in field, and now the visitors have it inside the centre circle. Using the full width of this Vale Park pitch, and that's not an easy thing to do either because it is a big pitch here at the so-called Wembley of the North. Andy Butler has it at centre half for Scunthorpe, who've huffed and puffed, a bit like the weather really, but it's Vale who've had the better of the chances. They've got the game's only goal and they've been the better team so far. Let's hope it can continue as Perch comes forwards, looking to find a Scunthorpe equaliser here. Von Veen rolls it back to Gilead, works it onto his right foot, looking at what his options are. He's got Gabriel to his right, goes short to Perch. They've lost the opportunity to find Gabriel now, such has been the quality of Vale's marking. Ball out to the right, McAtee tries to leave Montano for dead, ball dead centre, shot from distance, takes a deflection, goes wide. Just for a second we all thought that was 1-1.
Well, that was the best play that Scunthorpe have had passage of play. They've kept the ball well in that midfield, about 25 yards out. They've certainly, between Perch and Gilead, a nice little interchange of passing, got themselves free, and it was Perch, the number 14, right foot shot, took a deflection off Leon Leon Legg. Corner to Scunthorpe.
To be swung in by their top scorer with 10 for the season, Kevin Von Veen. Their last chance to draw level before the break. Von Veen's cross, it's hit high, it's hit long, and it goes straight into the bicars, and Vale will settle for that all day.
Well, definitely. I mean, he is a quality player at this level, but he has his days where you wouldn't play him for the dog and duck, and I think this afternoon is one of those. Thankfully, he's certainly not shone this afternoon, and that's probably due to the fact that Nathan Smith and Leon Legg have been very, very close to him. He hasn't been the threat. It's the boy that's gone off ice that was the threat, and McAtee coming from midfield, the 45. Those two are the dangers. Thankfully, Ace has gone. And yourself back, and that's what Vale did well in the first half. They pushed Scunthorpe further and further back, and as I said in the commentary, their two centre backs, experienced as they are, McArdle and Butler, they were having to defend on the edge of their 18-yard box, which is never a good thing when you've got a winger like David Amu running at your left back, getting beyond him and whipping crosses in.
So we're ready for the off. Neither manager making any changes at half-time. Vale to kick us off in the second half, kicking from left to right. Scott Burgess stands over the ball, and away we go here on Sport on Saturday from BBC Radio Stoke. Port Vale 1, Scunthorpe 0. Phil Sproson and myself, Lee Blakeman, your commentary team here as the ball goes straight out for a throw into Scunthorpe in their left back area, to be taken by Jacob Badeau. And what we were saying at the end of the first half, how so many supporters left early to go for their half-time refreshments, lots of them coming back late, trying to stay warm for as long as physically possible while not missing any of the good stuff.
Well, they're huddling together like minions in that concourse there, trying to keep warm. So as they all now filing out, as you rightly say, I tell you what, there's a good mixture of headwear out there, isn't there? I mean, bobble hats and caps and all sorts.
Such has been the variation of the weather conditions today. I forgot my Philadelphia Eagles bobble hat because it was so nice when I left home.
Yeah,
I left the hat behind and brought my Amber Solaire.
I told you before, always become prepared.
Yeah.
Especially at Vale Park.
I've got my gloves, but then I can't work my video printer in front of me with the gloves on because it's touchscreen. Gibbons short to Burgess, does well. Sent it across out of nowhere, and it might fall here, for Worrell, but that's a good clearance just in the nick of time from a Scunthorpe perspective from Rory McArdle.
A good ball in from Scott Burgess over the top of Scunthorpe, and McArdle had to be at his strongest there to beat David Worrell, which he did. But good threat from Vale again.
Vale throw over on the far side there, left, taken by Christian Montano. Ball headed away by Jordan Gabriel, won back by Joyce in the Port Vale midfield. Vale a goal to the good as Montano plays it long down the left, inviting for the run of Cullen. Gabriel beats him to it and goes back to his goalkeeper, who's dressed like a licorice allsort in Rory Watson in that pink and purple hooped top. Vale play another long ball forwards, this time the goalkeeper on hand to make a more routine claim. Vale 4-3-3 in front of Scott Brown. James Gibbons, Leon Legg, Nathan Smith and Christian Montano make up the back four. The midfield three, Scott Burgess, Luke Joyce and Tom Conlon. The forward three, Amu, Cullen the goal scorer and Worrell. Scunthorpe have it in their right back area with Gabriel. They're playing with two wing backs and three centre halves. That's a late challenge by Mark Cullen. Free kick to Scunthorpe on the halfway line. Scunthorpe's keeper is Rory Watson. The three centre halves, Andy Butler, Rory McArdle and Jacob Badeau. Left wing back, Lewis Baroyd. Right wing back, Jordan Gabriel, who spent time last month training with Port Vale. The midfield two for the visitors are James Perch and John McAtee. The forward three, Alex Gilead, Kevin Von Veen and now Devon Green coming on as a first half replacement for the impressive Abo Issa. Vale, or Scunthorpe rather, with a long ball forwards at the Vale back four. Legg wins the header, goes straight down to Butler, and then plays a teammate in the form of Perch into a little bit of trouble there, and such was the quality of Vale's pressing in the first half. They've started the same way in the second.
Yeah, that's a feature of Vale's game, certainly this season, is that when opposition teams have the ball at the back and certainly look to try and keep the ball, Vale do press very high. Certainly that midfield three is very proactive, and Luke Joyce is the orchestrator of it. He pushes his two midfield players on and encourages people to close people down, and that causes problems all the time. You've got to be very sure yourself at the back to have possession.
The crew captain Perry NG has given them the lead at Morecambe and in turn could send them top of League 2. Morecambe 0, Crew Alexandra 1, and Andre Ayew has turned things around for Swansea at Blackburn from the penalty spot. Blackburn 1, Swansea 2. Good afternoon. If your name's Ayew, because Jordan Ayew scored the winner for Palace at Brighton earlier in the Premier League. Vale go long down the right. Can Burgess get there? He can, but not in enough time as the ball goes behind for a goal kick. So all of our teams at the moment on BBC Radio Stoke, 1 up. Crewe at Morecambe, Stoke at Luton, and Vale here against Scunthorpe United, and we've had 4 minutes in the second half.
Yeah, you're just looking at the corner flag. Look at that flag fluttering there, and it is billowing towards the bycars then, so the Vale have actually got the wind with them now this half. The wind has changed.
But the snow, the rain, the sleet has long since stopped, and many people just looking around the press benches here using their arms to shield the sun out of their eyes at the moment, because it's a very bright sun behind the railway stand opposite where we are. Leon legged as well to win the ball back for the Vale at centre half. Finds a move back in the side and having a good game, continues to do so here. Rolls it back to Gibbons, as you can hear the fierce wind blowing through this main Lawn Street stand. Ball goes out for a Port Vale throw next to the opposition dugout, which today is being marshalled by caretaker manager Ross Wilcox. Gibbons with the throw. Looking for movement, doesn't really have any at the moment. Millwall level at home to Bristol City in the Championship. An own goal there. Millwall 1, Bristol City 1 at the New Den. Ball played forwards, and for the second time this afternoon hits the corner flag. What are the chances of that? You wait ages for that to happen, and then it happens twice in one game. Vale have it back thanks to good work in the midfield by Joyce. Leg to Gibbons. He peels in from the right. Gibbons takes it into the centre circle, needs to pick out a pass. He was caught late there, but the referee happy for play to continue despite that challenge from Gilead. Vale ball forwards is poor, cut out by the head of Baroyd. Bournemouth 1, Chelsea 1. Jefferson Lerma bringing Bournemouth level on the south coast. 1 apiece. Here is that a foul on Scott Burgess, assistant referee, who was no more than a yard away. Well, it's just a goal kick.
I don't know how the linesman could possibly not see that, because Butler, experienced Butler, the centre back, the big number 6 for Scunthorpe, clearly pushed Scott Burgess over there right in the bottom corner, and I don't know what some of these officials are actually to look at. If you can't see that that's a free kick, then you shouldn't be actually officiating at a football league ground.
QPR 1, Birmingham 1 in the Championship, and Abo Issa went off earlier for Scunthorpe. Mohamed Issa has put Peterborough 1 up at Burton in League 1. Burton 0, Peterborough 1. Here, Vale 1-0 up, 6.5 minutes played in the second half. Montano down the left, looking for Worrell's run or looking for the run of Conlon. Can't quite find either that time, and it's cleared away by kick, but more impressive Port Vale build-up play.
Yeah, good work from Gibbons down this right-hand side, cut across the face of the midfield there, found Conlon, but poor ball from Tom Conlon there. He's better than that. Left foot cross from him, you're expecting it to whip in and look for Cullen. Not the biggest striker as Cullen, obviously, between those two Scunthorpe centre-backs, but Tom just overhitting that as Scunthorpe going to look to make another change.
Yep, they're going to bring on George Miller here, and they're going to take off Kevin Von Veen, who's been kept quiet all day.
Yeah, he's one of those players, Von Veen, where he'll either excite and a quality player, but today is not one of them, thankfully for Vale. Looks as though he's also feeling his groin.
Yeah, he's picked up a knock.
That might be a reason why he's been limited to his movement. And the big number 29 comes on, Miller.
Elsewhere, Oldham 3, Newport 0 in League 2. League 1, AFC Wimbledon 1-0 up at Gillingham, and in the Premier League, big goal for Mikel Antonio gives West Ham breathing space. West Ham 3, Southampton 1, as the Hammers battle to stay in the top flight. Ball with Devon Green down the right for Scunthorpe. Worrell comes out of nowhere to make the challenge. Throw-in goes the way of the visitors, and Bournemouth have turned things around at home to Chelsea. Josh King, Bournemouth 2, Chelsea 1 in the Premier League. Also Blackpool 1, Ipswich 1 in League 1. Here, Vale 1 up, 53.5 minutes played.
Scunthorpe playing a dangerous game, sliding it across their back four, and not totally in control of everything, but good work from David Amu closing people down, as was David Worrell across that far side, blocking Jordan Gabriel and Green from getting out, and Scunthorpe's right hand side. So Vale quite prepared to do the hard work off the ball as well as when they get the ball.
Ball goes out for a Vale throw just next to where John Askey is standing on this near side, along with his assistant Dave Kevin, who's barking the instructions. Gibbons looking for options, looking for a Moo, who's had an excellent game back in the starting 11 today. Ball drops for Burgess. He's got 3 around him, and the 3 win that particular battle. They come away with it. Good, strong challenge by Legg, just inside his own half, not letting his marker go absolutely anywhere there. George Miller.
Yeah, Miller. Good actually turn from Miller on a half turn, trying to get past Leon Legg and take him on for pace, but big Leon, using experience, got his tackle in early.
Next goal crucial in this game. Vale 1-0 in the lead. They've pushed and pushed for a second goal. It's not come yet, and as long as it's at 1-0, as we were saying in the first half, you never know. But Vale certainly good value for their lead at the moment. Scunthorpe down the right. Devon Green's ball infield, played back, now chipped forward. Montano's going to try and see that ball behind for a goal kick. It just didn't have enough power on it to run. Joyce facing his own goal inside the penalty area, has to give it to Legg, and Legg again. No nonsense stuff from Leon Legg, anywhere will do, and wins his side a free kick at the same time.
He does. I think if you having words with Luke Joyce there, who's had an excellent game actually in midfield as Luke, but sometimes he has a tendency to put his teammates in some very difficult positions, as he did there with Big Leon facing his own 6-yard box. He slides it to centre back whilst he was being closed down by Miller, the Scunthorpe striker, and Leon had to take a foul on behalf of his teammates there.
Long ball forwards by Scott Brown, and Moo will give chase down the right again in a battle with Jacob Badeau on this near side, and Moo gets there, wins his side of throw. Excellent work, applauded by the Vale faithful here. You can hear what they think of that. Former Vale striker Jordan Hugles just put QPR 2-1 up against Birmingham at Loftus Road. Here, Gibbons from the throw, down the right, peels inside. It's on his left foot at the moment. It tees it up though for Conlon with a shot from distance. That was a pile driver as well. Well blocked by McCardle. Gibbons goes up for the second ball. It falls for Burgess. Edge of the box right side. Burgess moves in. Now Gibbons takes over. Delivers across. Cullen's up there. Chance for 2. Oh, it's an excellent first touch by Cullen. Hat clear by Scunthorpe. Joyce heads it back forwards.
Oh, that was an inch away from Cullen there. Lovely first touch by Mark. Just couldn't. McCardle just read it well. The big centre back.
Vale on top here. Conlon down the right. He's at 3 for company. Holds off 1. Holds off 2. Picks out Burgess. Excellent Tom Conlon play. Burgess now. Listen to the fans. They sense a second goal isn't far away. Montano's ball to Cullen though is cut out, and here come Scunthorpe on the counter with George Miller inside right, closing in on the Vale penalty area, end to end. Ball to the right, looking to pick out Gabriel. Nathan Smith sees it behind. Goal kick, 57 on the clock.
Oh, good pressing from Vale there, but Chris Montano picked the ball up in the halfway line, tried to slot in Cullen. It got cut out, and we were short there. And, thankfully, George Miller, the sub for Scunthorpe, couldn't find Jordan Gabriel because they were piling men forward. That just shows you this. Although we're on top, and I do feel as though we're on top, at 1-0, there's always a chance that they might sneak one. Need another goal to kill him off.
They might get it here with Cullen, who was playing off the shoulder of the last defender. Instead it falls for Conlon, 25 yards out, inside left, through ball. Worrell's onside. Oh, the flag's gone up. Oh, that was tight. Worrell was closed down anyway, but that was a tight call by the assistant referee. Free kick given to Scunthorpe. Elsewhere, good news in the Championship for Stoke City. Reading have a second at home to Barnsley. Reading 2, Barnsley 0. Stoke still 1-0 up at Luton.
Yeah, Tom Conlon's gone down, excuse me. Vale's number 10, and that last attack, holding his ankle. The Vale physios go on. It's been a scrappy game this so far. There's no rhythm in it really. Vale are on top, pressing forward. Conditions are having a big say in the quality of the game. But credit to Vale, they're pushing Scunthorpe further and further back. The wind has changed in our favour from this half. as the sunshine beats down on us.
It's just one of those, isn't it? Win it, forget it, take
Win
the
it.
points.
That's exactly right. I mean, you cannot keep reproducing performances like the Colchester one. It doesn't matter what the performance is like as long as you pick up the 3 points and move on to the next fixture away at Cheltenham. And that's what Vale have got to do, is keep the momentum going, either dip your toes into the playoffs or just stay on the edge of it, but stay around it as we head into Easter. Teams won't enjoy coming here at Vale Park.
Big header won by Leon Legg. Tom Conlon back on his feet and now back on the pitch as well. Cheltenham away, Crawley at home, Bradford at home, Oldham away, Crewe at home. That's Vale's month of March. By the end of it, we'll have a very good idea as to how serious a playoff contender or greater they really are. They could move back into the top 7 today. Good work again by Amu on this near side. So too James Gibbons, who settles for a throw-in for his team. As we tick towards the hour mark here in Burslem. Port Vale 1, Scunthorpe 0. 16th minute goal from Mark Cullen is what separates the two teams here. Ball down the right from the throw, headed back out for another one by Andy Butler. Crewe, remember, thanks to Perry and G at the start of the second half, still a goal of but Morecambe. Full commentary of that on BBC Radio Stoke on 1503 medium wave, as we now do indeed exactly hit the hour mark here in Burslem. Cullen, Gibbons, ball forwards cut out this time, and McAtee will bring it clear, but Gibbons sprints back, gets back into position, trying to make up for it straight away. Ball over the top, looking for the run that time of George Miller, who was just caught a yard offside.
That was, well, it wasn't tight, he was offside, but McAtee got himself free in midfield from Burgess, looked up and saw Miller thought he was going to show, then he spun, and McAtee put the ball over top of Leon Legg, but the young striker of Scunthorpe just had gone a bit too early. Thankfully he was offside, otherwise he was away.
Brown takes the free kick for the offside, looking for a move, can only find the head of Butler. Ball played forwards down the left by Baroyd, who squares up to James Gibbons just a little bit of needle between those two as Gibbons gets ready to take this latest Port Vale throw. In the Championship, Fulham 1, Preston 0, and in League 2, Oldham running away with it against Newport. Oldham 4, Newport 0 now, as Gibbons looks for somebody to show from this latest throw. 61 on the clock. Vale 1, Scunthorpe 0. Cullen can't take the throw in under control, and Scunthorpe will come away with it. Conlon bypassed this time in midfield by Gilead, who strokes the ball to the right to Devon Green. He's got space for once, but Montano comes out of nowhere to block his cross. Throw in.
Yeah, that just shows you that the game isn't dead. Scunthorpe quite capable of breaking quite well. They haven't been at their best this afternoon. That's mainly because we haven't allowed them. We've pushed them deeper and deeper back into their own half, and we haven't allowed them to show any sort of quality that they have at times. But at 1-0, they're always a threat. They are a threat like any team.
Worrell plays the ball forwards down the left, sent back forwards by McCardle, who's had a steady game at centre half, the experienced defender. Smith's header forwards, and it's going to fall for a red shirt in the centre circle. They go all the way back to their goalkeeper. Praise and grumble on the way, of course, between 5 and 6, I think, given what's been happening elsewhere today. I think we're hosting that now. So get your calls into us nice and early, 0800 121 8080, or text 81333 and start your message with the word Stoke. We'll be with you for the phone in after 5. Gibbons' ball forwards. Cullen takes another tumble. Flo getting back to his feet. He's okay now though. Scunthorpe insistent on trying to play out from the back here, but Vale's press causing them all kinds of problems. Good work by Perch though in the Scunthorpe midfield, and now Gilead will take over. He's been absolutely everywhere today, Gilead, up top, doing his bit defensively, running things in the midfield. Ball down the right towards Devon Green. Montano with the challenge, Scunthorpe with the throw.
Yeah, good work from Gilead in midfield, looking to get Green going, and Gabriel down that right hand side trying to attack Chris Montano. So you're right, I mean Scunthorpe do like to try and play the ball at the feet at the back.
Long ball forwards here, looking for Miller, who's looked lively since he's come on to replace Von Veen. No two ways about that, but he wasn't lively enough that time because Scott Brown comes to pick the ball up. 63 and a half minutes on the clock.
Yeah, you're right, he has got pace, the 29, the youngster. He looks as though he enjoys spinning and going over the top, which I'm certain that Russ Wilcox will be saying that's what we want, is the go and show and then spin on the two centre-backs. and try and get the other side of them, because they won't catch you for pace.
Conlon's header goes sideways and straight out for a Scunthorpe throw. Scunthorpe won 1-0 at home to Forest Green last weekend, but have lost all of their last 3 away games, those being at Crawley, Northampton and Portsmouth in the trophy. And as things stand, they're losing this one here by 1-0. Ball in field from McAtee. Perch keeps things moving across the halfway line. Devon Green, another substitute who's been influential since coming on, because he's looked lively on the right. Running at Montano now. Green's cross. In it goes, looking for Miller. Goodness me. He's got some confidence, hasn't he? Trying an acrobatic shot like that. Nowhere near the target.
Well, I mean, Green, the substitute, did really well. Beat Chris Montano, whipped a cross in. And Miller, with his back to goal about 12 yards out, the wind blowing against him, tries an overhead kick. That's the ambition of a young man.
Sport on Saturday from BBC Radio Stoke. All 3 of our teams, Stoke City, Port Vale and Crewe Alexandra, winning 1-0 in their respective matches. Reaction to all 3 to come between 5 and 6, ahead of Richard Serling's Northern Soul 6 till 8, and BBC introducing 8 till 10 with Rob Adcock. Ball forwards here. Worrell in behind, into the area left side, forced out of it slightly. Tries to take it on his right foot. Good cross in, looking for a Moo. Dealt with well defensively that time by Scunthorpe and Bordeaux, but a Moo gets there first to the loose ball. A Moo's ball back in. It might fall for Conlon. It goes up into the air, and then Conlon's penalised for a push, and it's a free kick to the visitors.
Yeah, there's no need for Conlon to go and challenge that. And the goalkeeper came and stopped and decided, I can't get there, and that caused panic in the Scunthorpe defence, and Conlon let them off the hook there by crashing into number 6 Butler, the captain of the Scunthorpe. No need for Tom Conlon to do that. He should have allowed Butler or McArdle to try and head the ball. He would have only headed it to the edge of the box, and we would have picked up possession.
Burton 1, Peterborough 1, a latest League One scoreline. As things stand, Vale 7th in the table because they are winning, and Cheltenham are winning at Colchester. Bradford still beating Plymouth, of course, in the other game in that particular part of the table. Northampton winning at Grimsby. Ball out for a Vale throw here in their right back area, so it could be another one of those big Saturday afternoons for Vale and Crewe. Vale going into the playoffs and Crewe going top.
Yeah, that's and sets itself up for the derby here at Vale Park between Vale and Crewe. What an exciting day that'll be.
In exactly a month's time. Ball with a Moo here. Burgess does well, so too Conlon. Cullen looked like he was being pulled back there. Fans not happy, Cullen not too happy either. Play continues though as McArdle whacks it downfield for Scunthorpe. Devon Green will give chase, and he's going to beat Smith to the ball. Green edge of the area with a shot, drags it wide of Brown's bottom left hand corner. But there would be, and there still are, questions being asked of the officials here, because had that gone in, there would have been more criticism on the decision down here on Cullen.
Well, right, that looked a foul on Cullen to me. There's a bar end. I mean, he certainly got clattered from behind, and the linesman again, he's just reluctant to put his flag up for anything. But, again, that was dangerous. I mean, McArdle there, a clearance from him over the top of Montano sent Green away, the substitutes, and running at Nathan Smith, cut inside, and a left foot shot could have been dangerous.
67 played, midway point to the second half, a quarter of the game to go. Vale leading by that one Mark Cullen goal to nil. Joyce, ball down the right, Burgess will give chase. Defender's going to beat him to it there, Butler, and good experience defending for Scunthorpe anyway, sees the ball behind.
Yeah, good defending from Butler. Really, I think Scott's dropped Burgess. I mean, he stopped, he should really have closed Butler down, made Butler make a decision there, slide the ball out for a throw in. Burgess put the brakes on.
Bright sunshine here in Burslem, a bright performance by Port Vale. It's not been one of the same standard of the Colchester game 2 weeks ago here, but it's been a different kind of performance today. A gritty one, a battling one, a determined one with sprinkles of quality here and there. You need all different kinds of performance styles if you're going to win promotion from this division, as Vale demonstrated perfectly in the 2012-2013 season when they went up automatically. They're doing the same thing here, and they could end the afternoon in the playoff places. They're in there as things stand at the end of February with just under 2 months to go of the League Two season. The last game at Plymouth at the end of April. What a weekend that could be. Nathan Smith with a header forwards, a move, heads it in field. Cullen does well, does really well, picks out Burgess, who tries to play in Worrell with a through ball, cut out by Scunthorpe. Vale head it back forwards, Butler heads it out for a throw in as Wickham draw level at Doncaster. Adebayo Akinfenwa makes it 1-1 in League One. Vale still 1 up here, and the fans enjoying their Saturday afternoon out. Gibbons throws it to Burgess. He goes back to the edge of the centre circle where Montano's waiting left side. Poor ball forwards by him, but very nearly, having said that, found Tom Conlon via a little bit of luck. Gabriel boxed in by the corner flag, and eventually he's going to be awarded a free kick. It's one of those afternoons weather-wise where you can't take your hands off your pieces of paper in front of you. As soon as you do, they blow away.
Not unless you gaffer tape them down.
That's it. Unless you're very clever. If only you looked smug about it. Oh, you are.
Yeah. You didn't realise that I'd pinched your gaffer tape by your side.
Round of applause here and standing ovation for Frank Phillips, who's being remembered on the big screen here. All of Vale Park rises as one with a minute's applause on 68. Scunthorpe making a change while this happens. They're going to take off Lewis Burroyd, who's been playing at left back, and they're going to bring on Ben Little as the applause continues here at Vale Park. Photos of Frank on the scoreboard away to our left with RIP Frank Phillips written in white font on a black background in the centre of the two photos. A lovely moment as Vale Park rises to remember Frank. Round of applause. Really well observed. Scunthorpe have it on the halfway line. Devon Green, through ball, opportunity here for Scunthorpe. Round Brown, danger, 1-1.
There you go.
Alex Gilead has brought them level, a through ball, and Scunthorpe with a chance out of nothing with 20 minutes to go draws them level at 1 apiece.
Yeah, Vale caught that. Green picked the pocket of Montano, ran across the face of Vale's back four, slid the ball into Gilead. He cut inside James Gibbons, rounded the keeper, set 12 yards out, slotted it in. Quite simple, but a good break. What I kept saying, at 1-0, you're always in the danger area of not killing your team off.
And just while that was happening, Morecambe have drawn level against Crewe on 15:03 medium wave. What a big moment that was. Morecambe 1, Crewe Alexandra 1. Stoke still 1 up at Luton, but Vale pegged back here. Port Vale 1, Scunthorpe 1 with 19 minutes to go. And it was a chance out of absolutely nothing that brought the visitors level.
Well, a mistake across that far side. Green picked the pocket of Montano, then raced across the face of Nathan Smith and Leon Legg. Couldn't engage him, and he slipped the ball into Gilead, who'd got the wrong side of James Gibbons, rounded Scott Brown, stuck it in with his right foot, an easy finish. I mean, cool finish, but a good finish for him. Vale pegged back.
Conlon's ball to the left is poor, and then all of a sudden the atmosphere around Vale Park completely changes. Scunthorpe have lost just one of their last 13 meetings with Port Vale, having won the reverse fixture 2-1, and they're now level with 18 minutes to go, and all eyes turn to the management to see what changes they're going to make, because Scunthorpe have made them to great effect.
Well, they've made them. Scunthorpe have made them. Probably a force phase taking Von Veen off through injury, but Miller has come on, the youngster up front, and he's looked lively. He hasn't had much of the ball, but what he actually is doing is he's running into channels and causing Leon and Nathan to have to drop a little bit deeper at time, and he is a concern. But Green, the right winger that's come on for ISA first half, has come more and more into the game, and he's exposing Christian Montano's defensive capabilities at the moment, certainly running at him and causing us problems. But you have to say that come against the run of the Green, because I thought we're still on top, but we're always suspect to a counter-attack like that.
Doncaster 2, Wickham 1, a latest League One scoreline. So just to recap on sport on Saturday then, this afternoon. Vale 1, Scunthorpe 1, Morecambe 1, Crewe 1, and Luton 0, Stoke City 1. In the Championship, Sheffield Wednesday have got one back at home to Derby, but it's still Sheffield Wednesday 1, Derby 3 at Hillsborough. Throw into Scunthorpe here in their left back area by the corner flag in their own half. But Vale with work to do, yet to make a change. Plenty on the bench. Crooks, Oyalike, Pope, Taylor, Brown and Bennett, with Madison the sub-keeper.
Well, he has got plenty of options, Lee. I mean, he can You know, the bench is as strong as I've seen it in 2 years. It's you know, Pope could come, Manny could come on, Jake could come on. There's goals in there if he wants to make a change.
Bad news for Stoke in the Championship. Former Vale man Sam Morsey's put Wigan 1-up at West Brom. Here comes Scunthorpe looking to take the lead. Miller down the centre, looking to pick out the run of Green. Well cut out, right place, right time. Montano whacks the ball downfield out for a throw.
Well, suddenly the mood has changed as that we were in the ascendancy. They've scored, and now Scunthorpe, their tails are up, but our fans have, you know, frustration is creeping in.
Good word, that's the perfect word. An air of frustration all around Vale Park, because it's one of those games we were talking about. There's not been that much quality in it, so win it, take the points and move on. But at the moment Vale only good for 1 point because we're level at 1-1. Now Montano picks it off, edge of the centre circle. He's got Worrell to his left, just checks, goes sideways, finds Conlon, keeps possession, more to the point. Conlon facing his own goal now and finds Nathan Smith in the centre circle. Still 16 to play, lots of football to play in this game. Smith plays the ball out to Port Vale left, where Burgess cuts in field and now chips the ball to the right to James Gibbons, who's been impressive back in the side today at right back following suspension. Lovely 1-2 between Amu and Gibbons. Gibbons with the back heel. Oh, why did he do that? Why didn't he send the cross in? Easy to say it when you're watching the game, but he looked good for a cross there.
He did. I mean, only he can answer that, Lee. You know, I don't. He done really well. He's charged forward there, played his 1-2 with David Amu, and for some reason, unbeknown to him alone, decided to put his foot on it. As we're making a catalogue of mistakes now. I think the frustration from the fans is that no, this game should be won, and we haven't won it. But also the fact is that the fans will be aware of what's sitting on that bench as well. And I think the frustration will be why doesn't it start to use what he's got in there?
Jack Taylor's warming up.
Well, there's some armoury in there. There's goals on that bench.
Well, who John Askey's going to bring on remains a mystery. Taylor's been sent to warm up. Huddersfield have a second at home to Charlton in the Championship. Here we're level at 1-1 with just under a quarter of an hour to go. The ball is with Rory Watson, who is the Scunthorpe keeper, and he sends it long to the halfway line. Green beaten to it in the air by a towering Nathan Smith, who comes out of nowhere to head it forwards, and it goes all the way back to Rory Watson in Scunthorpe's goal. Vale are getting ready to make a change here because Kevin and Pugh are having word. Pugh's making a note which is now going to pass to the fourth official. You can hear people saying feed the Pope and he will score. Cullen looks tired now, you have to say.
Yeah, I think Cullen's run his race. It looks as though he's done, and it's time for probably Mr. Reliable Tom Pope to come on for another little cameo for 20 minutes to try and see us over the line and try and get buy us a goal. And get us back on track, because we need 3 points from this.
Just looking at the bench, Tom Pope is indeed getting ready to come on. He's just getting stripped off and ready for action here, so he's going to have just under a quarter of an hour to make an impact as Vale get awarded a free kick on the halfway line right side. Gibbons to take it. Sport on Saturday from BBC Radio Stoke. It's been another dramatic one across all 3 games.
Sorry, I'd make a double change.
Long ball forwards from Gibbons, legs waiting, comes off a Scunthorpe head, and Vale have the second half's first corner as Cheltenham go 2-up at Colchester.
Yeah, good ball from James Gibbons, far to the far post. Had to be headed away by McCardle. Couldn't possibly leave that.
He's going for it, John Askey. He's taking off a midfielder in Conlon and bringing on an out-and-out target man and a striker in Tom Pope. Tom Conlon gets a standing ovation and a round of applause as he leaves the field, gets a pat on the back from John Askey. Now Tom Pope, what can you do? He saved Vale so many times. He saved the club the last 2 seasons. Can he save this game in terms of getting Vale a win to lift them back into the playoffs? Worrell's delivery, in it goes. Smith's waiting, and it's in! It's come off Smith! And Port Vale lead once again against Scunthorpe United. Nathan Smith back at centre half, back amongst the goals as well with his 5th of the season, and this could be an ugly but an oh so important win. Port Vale 2, Scunthorpe 1.
Well, the corner was swung in far post, and Butler got underneath it, the centre back. He's holding his head up in his hands, he knows he's got sucked in there. Nathan Smith came in behind him, little header from Nathan, left the keeper with no chance. Good finish. Vale back in the lead, 2-1 is exactly what the doctor ordered.
Nathan Smith, the ugliest goal you might ever see. He just went up, it just hit parts of his body.
Well, I think he didn't head it. I think he came off his shoulder, but it doesn't matter because the main thing is it went in, and we've taken the lead again.
I think in the actual description of the goal, I think I might have said in goes Smith, and I think that might be perfect because in he went. Unfortunately, in the ball went.
Yeah, the flight deceived the centre back. Butler, the captain of Scunthorpe, he got right underneath it. Nathan Smith benefited from that because Butler was marking Smith. The ball went over the top of Butler. Nathan went behind him. That's probably why he didn't get a clean head on it, because it came straight at him and he hit him on the shoulder. It flew in.
Well, I'll tell you what, the fans were calling for John Askey to make a substitution. The first thing that happened after that sub, he didn't get involved, but it went. Maybe the defenders were guilty of watching Tom Pope, and that allowed Smith to break free as the corner came in. Oyalike now getting ready to come on, receiving some last-minute instructions from Dave Kevin with 11 minutes to go.
Yeah, Alike about to come on, probably for Scott Burgess in there now.
Long ball forwards, Pope heads the ball on. A lot of people called 3-1, it's 2-1 at the moment. Joyce's header forwards, that's going to run all the way through to goalkeeper Watson. Oh, it's going to be a dramatic tense end to this one now. Can the Vale hold on for a second time?
Yeah, as we move to the 80th now, probably 83 minutes, probably 93 minutes will probably do it, but a Scunthorpe come again down our right hand side.
Listen to the Vale fans. You can hear them over the wind. Terrific rendition when the Whites go marching in. The Whites have some more work to do though until they can guarantee themselves 3 points. Long ball forwards, Pope gives chase. Good defending by Butler, back to his keeper.
Yeah, good defending by Butler. Had to be right because Pope was right behind him. Manialiki continues to warm up, totally stripped. Big number 8 shirt on his back. Looks like a middleweight boxer, doesn't he?
You'll want to get on soon, if anything, to stay warm on a chilly afternoon in Burslem, but nobody cares about that. They care about Port Vale being in the lead, and they care about David Worrell coming forwards here, looking to give them daylight. Back he goes to Montano. Chip ball forwards, looking for Pope, headed away by Butler. Joyce tries to get there first in the midfield. Scunthorpe send it high up into the air. Gibbons, good touch, inside right foot. Brilliant touch, finds Pope. He's got a move to his right, picks him out. Good play Pope, good play Gibbons. Here's a move, who's been great all day. A move into the area, cross blocked. Oh, and they do well just about to prevent the corner. Header forwards by Legg. Will it fall for Pope? He's trying his best. He's battled oh so well since he's come on a few moments ago, Tom Pope. Can't make it stick that time. Now Gilead. Ball to the left to Miller. Edge of the area. Running at Legg. Nathan Smith there to tidy up corner.
Had to be as well. Leon Legg was... Miller had taken him out wide behind James Gibbons and taken him for a run, done him for pace. And centre-back partner came across for the rescue. Corner to Scunthorpe, and Vale make the change now.
Yeah, and Mark Cullen will leave the pitch. Standing ovation, got the first goal after good work from Amu and Burgess. He got the flick to send it into the back of the net, and he's going to be taken off now with just a few minutes to go.
Yeah, Cullen off, Manialike on. He'll sit as the extra man in midfield.
Well, first job for Manny Oyalike to do will be to help the team defend this first Scunthorpe corner of the second half. An in-swinger in front of the away end. It's whipped in, it goes all the way across the face of goal. Cleared away by Legg, only as far as Jordan Gabriel. Goodness me, whose shot was that high, it nearly cleared the stand.
Well, it hit the stand.
Hit the roof.
Hit the roof.
And I think the Scunthorpe manager is ready to hit the roof there, because that was a really good opportunity for them, but Vale let off.
Yeah, the ball was whipped across our box, nobody could get on the end of it. Certainly, I've just got to see that clock down now.
5,121 is the total attendance here, just under 300 Scunthorpe United supporters. Goal kick Vale. Pope beaten in the air by Butler. That's two experienced players, particularly at this level, in a battle with each other. Seemed to be a little bit of needle, but Tom Pope just laughs it off and will continue to battle on for his team. Oldham 5, Newport 0. Exeter level at 1-1 at home to Crawley. Chelsea level at Bournemouth. Marcus Alonso with both Chelsea goals at 2-2. And Scott Hogan has brought Birmingham level. He's got both. QPR 2, Birmingham 2. Here, Port Vale 2, Scunthorpe 1 with 7 minutes to go plus stoppage time. And Scunthorpe have a throw in their left back area. Oxford 2, Southend 1, a latest League One scoreline. Crewe level at 1-1 at Morecambe as Vale get a throw in out of nothing thanks to a mistake by Gilead, level with the edge of the Scunthorpe area.
Yeah, Gilead poor first touch back. Throw into Vale. Gibbons will be in no rush to take it, I wouldn't have thought.
Gibbons with a throw to David Amu down the right. Cross well blocked. He was looking to pull it back, I think, to Oyalike on the edge of the D. Ball headed forward from the centre circle by Montano. Again looking for Oyalike. Again can't quite find him. Oyalike on as Vale's second substitute. Pope came on seconds before the goal was scored with the first. Now Joyce on the edge of the centre circle. High ball to the left. Worrell's trying to get in position. Well defended by McCardle that time. And Scunthorpe play it long towards halfway. Nathan Smith does really well to hold off Miller and pick out Gibbons, his teammate. Gibbons long down the right, and Mu nowhere to be found this time. First time we've been able to say that all day.
Yeah, I think that Gibbons, poor pass by James, one of the few things he's done wrong this afternoon. But that wind picks up again. It seems to have changed again on our backs now.
It certainly has. It's very cold. No doubt about that. Freezing cold wind blowing into our faces at times. Makes it difficult to breathe as the ball goes out for a throw-in to Port Vale on the halfway line. Doncaster 3, Wycombe 1, a latest score in League One. But Vale, as things stand, because they are winning and Colchester are losing, will move back into League Two's top 7. And you can hear what the supporters think of that. They are absolutely delighted. Montano's long throw. Pope goes up for it. Looked like he was pushed in the back there. Just a throw in though, says referee Anthony Coggins from Oxfordshire. Throw in to be taken by Christian Montano. Praise and grumble on the way between 5 and 6. 0800 121 80 80 is the number to call, or you can text 81333 and start your message with the word Stowe. Montano with a short throw to Worrell. Back to Montano on his chest. Cuts inside, does well. Finds Oyalike. Good couple of touches from him. Montano to the left. Ball forwards towards Oyalike. Move breaks down and Green will come away with it for the visitors. Looking for the run of Miller. Smith gets in there with his head. Got in there with something to get what could be the winning goal. Not sure whether it was head, shoulder, side, backside or what. Either way, it went over the line and that's all that matters. Ball high on the halfway line. Chested down by Perch. To the left to Gilead, who got the Scunthorpe goal. Infield, Perch again. Vale in Scunthorpe spaces every single second. Brilliant play. Northampton have won it at Grimsby. Grimsby 0, Northampton Town 3. Now Scunthorpe to the edge of the area with Miller. Good challenge by Smith again. And now Montano clears up towards Pope, who will hold it up on the edge of the centre circle. Good play, Pope. Oyalike, first time ball down the centre. Worrell gives chase, goes down, and he's penalised for the foul.
It was a foul. Dave Worrell caught the McCardle's ankles there. Scunthorpe take it quickly. Dave Worrell still down.
Very slow getting to his feet here, David Worrell. Vale temporarily down to 10. Back up now and hobbling. Looks like it's going to be one of those he can run off. 3 minutes just over to go. Port Vale 2, Scunthorpe 1. McAtee in midfield. Ball to the edge of the area. Danger here. Chance for Miller. Curling towards the top corner. Wide of the top corner. And Port Vale fans, management, players and everybody connected can breathe again.
That was a chance. Miller got free there. Great work by McCardle. Quick feet. Got Miller on the edge of the box. Not closed down by Leon Legg. And Miller, right foot shot curling. I mean, if he'd have put less on it, Scott Brown would have been asked questions of top corner.
Luke Joyce gets the match sponsors man of the match award, and I'm not surprised because he's been pulling strings going forwards, backwards and sideways.
Unstrung hero, yeah. He just sat in there between Conlon and Burgess and picked up all the pieces, and very well deserved for Luke. A lot of work goes unnoticed.
Just over 2 minutes to play now, plus stoppage time. Long ball forwards, goes over Pope. He's penalised for a foul on Butler. That's two experienced players just trying to get the better of each other with all kinds of gamesmanship, battling the lot.
Well, exactly. I mean, Tom's pulling Butler there, and Butler's leaning on him, and Butler went down first, and the referee saw the red shirt down and automatically gave a free kick.
Into the final 2 minutes we go, with Port Vale leading Scunthorpe by 2-1. Another big win potentially. They're not there yet though. Green to Gilead, edge of the area left side as Scunthorpe attack. Gilead into the box now on his right foot, tees up McAtee on the edge of the area. Good football by Scunthorpe, good defending by Legg, clears it away, but the clearance isn't great. Now ball back to the edge of the box with Gilead, 25 yards out as he's forced back. McCardle comes forwards out of nowhere, down the right, cross whipped in over Gibbons, past everybody, and that is going to go. Is that going to hit the corner flag as well? It's going to be high. Oh, it's gone for a corner. It's gone for a corner.
Yeah, well, he must have hit somebody, but what a dangerous ball from McCardle. Whipped across our 6-yard box, and thankfully somebody got a head on it. I think it was made Leon got a big touch. It was a corner for Scunthorpe.
Great cross from a centre half as we go into the final minute now. Corner whipped in towards the near post, headed sideways and out for a throw in by James Gibbons, who was guarding that near post well.
Poor corner. McAtee has got to beat James Gibbons, who's the first man on the post. He's got to go over that. Let Vale off the hook there.
Port Vale 2, Scunthorpe 1, Luton 0, Stoke 1 and Morecambe 1, Crewe 1 are also latest scores. Here comes Scunthorpe down the left. There goes Gibbons with more answers defensively, so too Luke Joyce. Scunthorpe with another throw as we tick towards the final 30 seconds now plus stoppage time. It's a tense few moments here at Vale Park. Everybody connected to the Vale knows how big a win this one could be. They're so close to going back into the top 7. Cross goes in and it's headed in! And Scunthorpe are level! A cross in from the left, helped on by Miller, who's been a pest all day, and in the 90th minute, out of nothing once again, Scunthorpe draw level. It's 2-2.
Well, it's been coming. You always thought with Scunthorpe there's something in there, but you know the ball's whipped in. We didn't make the first clearance. The ball was knocked in again. For me, Scott's got to come for that. Scott Brown has got to come for that. The ball is over the top of Leon and Nathan's head. They're backtracking. There's nothing they can do about that. The keeper's got to come and claim it. At worst punch, he didn't. He stood on his line, and the boy got in behind him and glanced his little header, and we're back. We should have won this game late.
Twice in front, twice pegged back. Quite sure what we've got when it comes to stoppage time, to be honest with you. But goodness me, I know what Vale are like from winning positions, and they have highlighted it again today. Question marks over the keeper, who was caught in absolute no man's land. And Luton are level against Stoke, a 91st minute penalty. Luton 1, Stoke 1. James Collins has scored it, and this afternoon in the last few minutes it's just been unpicked for all three of our teams. They're all level, having all been leading at one stage or another. Vale want another winner though. We're into stoppage time, no idea how long there is. Gibbons' throw, Pope's up there. Was that a foul? No, says the referee. Ball back with Miller. Scunthorpe fancy their chances of winning it here. Ball played forwards by Liddle, down the left. 4 minutes of stoppage time, we are informed, here at Vale Park.
This game is, well, it's either end at the moment. You just really can't call which way it's going to go. You would think it's ended 2-2, but we're capable of nicking one, and actually so are they. The way that we defend at times.
Brown with the free kick, hits it long, Smith's up there again, Smith's going to touch it, Smith goes down, calls for a penalty as the keeper claims it on his line. Referee waves the appeals away.
Well, Nathan Smith went down, looked as though he'd had half his shirt pulled there, but referee having none of it. The referee was very close, he was very close to it.
2 minutes of stoppage time remain. We are level at 2-2 despite Vale leading twice. It's one of those points which will feel like a defeat really, this, given the chances that Vale have had to pull away.
2 points dropped, it's a definite truth. And you don't want to tempt anything or say or start to blame, but crikey, if we're 2 points short to the playoffs, you'll be out looking back at this game and say, well, that's one we should have really tucked away.
Just over a minute to play now. Vale play the ball back to goalkeeper Scott Brown. Question marks over him for the equaliser. A lot of hesitancy though all around the team, you have to say. Gilead down the left. Scunthorpe want to win it. This will be a hammer blow. Gilead into the area. Cross deflect up into the air. Brown shouts. Brown claims. Told Leon Legg, leave it to me. And Leon Legg did exactly that. 94th minute. Brown long downfield. Too long downfield. And it goes straight behind for a goal kick, which the Scunthorpe keeper lets go behind. They're clearly happy with the point.
Well, the big centre-back for the captain just looked at the keeper and said, why have you done that? Why have you let it bounce and go out of play? Why don't you just catch it? And then, you know, you've got the ball in possession and we can mash the ball up front and we can put Vale under pressure again. But, still.
Final 30 seconds here. Goal kick still to be taken, so we're going to have more time added on, you would think, because the referee's just pointed to his watch as if to say, look, we're keeping an eye on this. This is taking nearly a minute to take a goal kick. It's absolutely crazy. Ball forwards, and Move chests it down in the centre circle. McCardle sends it back forwards. Legg heads the ball up into the air. 94 minutes are up according to our stopwatch. Ball high on halfway, and Move beaten to it in the air. Joyce sends the ball high downfield, looking for Pope. Free kick though given for a late foul on Joyce, and Vale will have one last chance to send Smith and Legg forwards and to pack the Scunthorpe penalty area.
Yeah, it's all about the delivery. This will be from Scott Brown. Over the top, just in the gap between the penalty area and their keeper.
Into the 95th minute we go. Brown's ball forwards, legs up there, headed on, chance, goes behind, and there's the final whistle. Vale fought till the death, but the players look disappointed. Out on the field, they led twice. Cullen on 16, Pegg back on 70 thanks to Gilead. Smith put them back in front on 78.